career-wise, I feel like career-wise, it's been like some people know. It seems to me some people know they want to be an accountant, and they do accounting, and they're just happy, they know it. For me, it's been more of a kind of a groping experience.
Well, what we notice is that it's illogical to know early in your life something that you want to be forevermore. That's illogical. And so we think that instead what happens is they knew it and they became it, and now they're just not letting themselves move beyond it. And most people are not feeling all that good doing the same thing forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. In other words, you have to keep that new desire fresh within you. And so if someone is joyful as an accountant, they're continuing to find new things within that new contrast that is causing them to continue to expand if they are staying happy within that, you see. And so we wouldn't call you groping as much as we would call you expanding. We would call you standing where you are and letting the contrast help you to know that you want something more. There is no reason for anyone to settle on anything, because the universe will constantly give you a full manifestation of whatever it is that you're asking for from wherever you are. We understand that thinking that you have described if you are living life in an action-oriented way. In other words, there is this philosophy that says, I need to go to school, and I need to get a discipline, and I need to get a diploma, or I need to get some credentials that I can then sell, and then I need to get a job, and then I need to prove myself within that job, and then I need to meet the demands of that job in order to earn the money that's coming from it. And we understand all of that on an action basis, but there is a whole other arena of creating that is available to you that says, so here's what I'm living, and from it, this is what I'm wanting, and the possibility of achieving that is absolute. In other words, you can't want anything that the universe cannot deliver to you fully once you understand that, you see. And so why would you feel the need to stand here and figure it all out forevermore when you can figure that out and have it, and then 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 figure that out and have it? It's a never-ending journey, and it can always be joyful if you will stop second-guessing yourself and stop giving yourself the label of a dabbler, and instead acknowledge that you're a creator who likes to collect data and come to new conclusions. Life is supposed to be fun. You never, one of you said, I'll go forth, and early on, I'll choose a discipline, and I'll hold myself in vibrational alignment with that discipline, and I won't let myself expand beyond it, because I said I was going to be that, and I'm going to be that. I was 4 when I wanted to be that, and I'm being that. I'm being that. Now I'm 20 and I'm being it. I'm 30 and I'm being it. I'm 40 and I'm being it. I'm 50 and I'm being it. I'm being it. I'm being it. I'm disciplined. I'm being it. And we say it's not normal. It's not normal it is normal to constantly expand. It is not normal to hold yourself to sameness. It's not normal. You are expansive beings, you see. And when you let yourself go, when you relax into that knowing, and you let yourself toy with the idea that have been occurring to you, and you fantasize around it until the fantasy is as much an active part of your vibration as the reality, then the reality shifts to the new fantasy. And people who are watching you say, what is your magic? It seems that every idea you have comes to fruition, and each idea just sets you forth to another and another and another. Your life is so big and so expansive, and you seem to be having so much fun. What's your secret? And you say, I'm undisciplined. I'm a dabbler. I'm a dreamer. I spend more time in my head than I do with my action. I'm not action-oriented. I'm a mental being. I'm a feeling person. I care so much about how I feel that I choose the things I think about based upon how they feel. You see, What we know about your vibrational escrow, do you know what a vibrational escrow is? That's that becoming you. When you know what you don't want and you know what you do want, that rocket of desire is accumulated in what we are calling a vibrational escrow. And the source energy tends that and becomes that and calls you to it eternally. And when you realize that we don't know any of you who could accurately even come close to defining what's in your vibrational escrow, because you didn't sit one day in a workshop or with a goal-setting list and define it. It happened on the playground. It happened when you were interacting with people. It happened when you were watching movies and reading books. In other words, every part of your life has caused you to amend, become. And the source energy that you've been thanking all day for helping you out is exalted in the becoming that you are becoming. In other words, every time life causes you to become something, we become it and hold it and radiate it, and law of attraction responds to it and calls you to it. And when you just let go of the oars and let yourself float, let yourself go toward that which life has caused you to become, now you're satisfied, now you're fulfilled, now you're exhilarated, now you're energized, now you feel passion and eagerness about life, you see. You know you need accountants. And it is wonderful if you are feeling thrilled with any of those kinds of things. But we want to say to you in an emphatic way that you've got stuff in your vibrational escrow that if you will let yourself move toward it, you'll feel fulfillment beyond any discipline or any mark on the chart or any diploma that's ever been given to anyone. Alignment with source, letting yourself be a vibrational match to the full becoming that all that you have lived has caused you to be, gives you such a sensation of satisfaction that you would never long for a discipline. Helpful?
Yes.
I would like you to address pursuit of joy and how wonderful it can be when it flows through you, how it helps your power of influence. It impacts every area of your life and totally changes the filter of lens, which leads to creativity, abundance. It's a lifestyle choice to be joyful.
We think you've said it well.
Thank you.
The reason that the pursuit of joy, or as some have said in such perfect words, following your bliss, is so valuable is that when you are looking for the thought, word, or action that feels joyful when you are looking for it, what you're actually doing is holding yourself in vibrational harmony with source energy. That is what this workshop is all about. It is holding yourself in a place where you're letting it in. Letting what in? Things that are a vibrational match to joy, which would be clarity and wellness and abundance, all things that you consider to be good. And so today, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, and no matter who I'm doing it with, it is my dominant intent to look for those things that feel good. I want to help you to realize that this process of allowing the well-being to flow to you is not the difficult process that some of you have made it out to be. It really is as simple as wanting enough to feel good, that I'm looking for something that makes me feel good. And I might have to be tenacious in that idea for a little while. I might look at that and it might not make me feel good because it reminds me of something that didn't make me feel good before. And I might look at that and it might not make me feel good because it might remind me of something that I've wanted and I don't have. And I might look at that and it might not make me feel good because it might remind me of a talk I once gave where I didn't do a very good job. And I might look outside and it might not make me feel good because it might remind me that the winters are getting closer and that the days are getting shorter. And so it might take some diligence at first. I might say, that doesn't make me feel good, and that doesn't make me feel good, and that doesn't make me feel good. But if I want to feel good, then I will stay on my search. And if I keep saying to the manager or to the universe, I want to find something that makes me feel good, I want to find something that makes me feel good, if I'm holding that intent, and I really, really mean it, the universe will yield to me sooner than later something that makes me feel good. And as I do, especially on the rampage of not feeling good that I've just come from, I will feel the relief and the release of feeling better. And then I will say, That makes me feel good. And as I focus upon that for as little as 17 seconds, now I'm off and running. Suddenly, the things that were in my vicinity that were not making me feel good, I do not have vibrational access to anymore. Now I'm on a rampage of things feeling good. There is nothing more productive for any of you than to get on a rampage of appreciation relative to any subject of your desire, because you cannot appreciate and hold yourself vibrationally apart from something at the same time. They are two opposite vibrations. You cannot appreciate the idea of a relationship and hold yourself apart from one at the same time. You can't appreciate the idea of a clean house and hold it outside of your experience at the same time. You cannot appreciate a healthy body, whether it is yours or someone else's, and hold yourself apart from it at the same time. When you are in the vibration of appreciation, you are in the vibration of allowing, and whatever it is you are appreciating, you are allowing with that much more emphasis in the now. In other words, it speeds the process. So if we were wanting to reach for joyful experience or the experience of connection, we would superimpose the word appreciation, because it is a pure vibration for most of you. When you say, I want that or I have to have that, sometimes it can get messy. But when you say, I surely do appreciate that, there is very little contradictory vibration within you, and you are much more likely to then use that as your excuse to allow what you've been telling the universe all along with your yippies and yahoos that you are wanting. The Art of Letting It In says, well-being abounds, and I'm a worthy receiver of it. And when I think that thought, I don't let it in, but when I think that thought, I let it in a little more, and when I think that thought, I really let it in. I choose that thought. Do I choose that thought because it is reality? No, I choose that thought because it lets it in. Do I choose that thought because my parents agree with it? No, but I choose that thought because I let it in. Do I choose that thought because statistics say it's the truth? No, I choose that thought because it lets it in. Do I choose that thought because a lot of wise people choose that thought and therefore it must be a good thought? No, I choose that thought for only one reason. In choosing that thought, I feel better. This thought feels better than this thought. This thought feels better than this thought. So, I'm a good person. I have so much to learn. One feel better than the other? I have so much to learn. I am incomplete. I am incomplete. I never get it done. I am incomplete. I'm an eternal being. One thought feel better than the other? There is sickness in my body. My body's ever changing. There is sickness in my body. The universe yields to my vibration. I don't have enough money. The manager's lining things up. I don't know where to go. I will find the way. No one really understands me. It's not their job. I don't like the way you treat me. Law of attraction never lies. I'd feel better if you'd do something differently. I'll feel better anyway. I'm the creator of my own experience. I can't be happy if you do that. It is not a difficult thing for you to tell which thought feels better, is it? In other words, these were very similar vibrations, and yet you were able to discern a marked difference in the way they feel. You are students of deliberate creation. You are in an advanced arena, and you are doing enormously well. Have fun with all of this. Be easy about it. There are no tests. There are no trials. You cannot get it wrong, and you will never get it done. Just make a decision that in this moment, and this one, and this one, and this one, I'm going to look for an excuse to let it in. There is great love here for you. We are complete.